improvement. So, and also it's a quite realistic experience. I mean, I know I have automatic gears here for easier gameplay, but other than that, for example, this shaking that you can also see in the video is even more realistic in the simulator, because I do have some vibration which adds to this shaky experience, which is, I haven't driven a car like this in real life, but I can imagine that it's not as smooth as like, I can imagine it's not as smooth as ice. So and the vibration from the simulator is even more intense if you hit the side of the track or you drive on the grass. You can, I think you can also see it from the video. I hope you can. I can definitely feel it. And that's finally gear forces can be felt in this game, because that's something I missed in Assetto Corsa. Now back to this shaky thing, which feels realistic. It of course makes driving a lot harder, because I'm getting this jittery experience. But anyways, I guess I'll just need to get used to it, and I think that's all that I gotta do. I mean, that's a hard thing to drive an F1 car, right? Probably it's not as easy as it seems in most games. About the game itself, I'm using VR mode in high resolution, so I use the VR high option. Ultra high seems to be a little bit slow with the Quest recording added, but I can, with a 3090 video card, I can sort of do that as well. But even in the high, not ultra high, but regular high mode, I think it's a pretty good graphics that you have here. I mean, it's definitely fun, and it's definitely clear, realistic, and etc. So I love it. Actually, I just need some more practice to get used to this shaking screen, which is, again, I think is adding to the realistic experience. And the simulator of course adds a lot to the realistic experience as well. I don't know how much you can see the yaw movement here. Probably not too much, because it's limited to 20 something degrees. But actually I tried it with more yaw movement, and it's worse. So it's way enough. I would say it's worse, but it's more than enough to have this motion limited. Now the other motion ranges are also limited, and the reason for that, as I mentioned, is to produce a more realistic racing experience. And it is more realistic than when you have these huge ranges. So overall, I pretty much enjoy it. Now I could go all the way, because it's a 30-minute practice session, but I don't want to bore you too much. The last thing I want to mention is the center mount, or the central holder, which is a quite new thing here for the simulator. It's the very first prototype, but it's very massive, it's very stable. Now that I'm driving on the Hungarian track, F1 track, I can say that we have a saying here which goes like, as stable as the forint, our currency, which is one of the worst performing currency right now in the world. But this is really stable, so I'm not just gonna joke around with it. I mean, might be even better than with the large gaming plate, because there I didn't use the screws here, but I used the plastic mount for the Fanatec wheel, so I think it's more stable. Anyway, I think that's enough from driving and talking. So I'm just gonna stop here.